Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm on this beautiful lake this morning doing some fishing. It's been a few weeks since I've posted a YouTube video, and I thought I'd come out and do something a little different today. Traditional knives. What do you think about them? Do you still use them? Do you still collect them? Has your grandfather passed a few down to you and your children? We're going to look at a few in my collection. I don't have many. But I thought it'd be a fun experiment to come out here and see how they perform doing camp and bushcraft type chores. Now, we know that the traditional gentleman's knife, slip joint or lock back is not going to be a batoning knife. It's not going to do any heavy duty tasks like chopping, things like that. But I wanted to show you a few. I will start by saying that I don't carry these knives daily. I do like to break them out and take a look at them from time to time. But yeah, so let's get that fire going and get some coffee going, and we'll take a look at these knives. All right, my friends, we have got our coffee brewed and it's hitting the spot. So let's just take a look at these 4 traditional knives that I have in my collection. So here is a Rost Fry Barracuda. It's a lockback, it's stainless steel. And this was one that wasn't necessarily passed down from my grandfather, but it is one of my grandfather's old knives. When my wife and I decided to remodel and live in a log cabin that my grandparents lived in, we ran across a few knives like this. So I like to keep it around for keepsakes, pass it down to my son. But yeah, it's a small little blade. The tip's gone. The edge is, I mean, it's been sharpened quite a few times. So yeah, looks like kind of maybe it's sort of a wood handle with stainless steel bolsters, I guess. So that's one. And here's another one. So this is, I don't know what the name of this is, but it is a Solingen stainless steel. It's got pretty cool brass bolsters, and it's a lockback as well. Kind of a neat inlay with a different color. Looks like wood may have been dyed or something like that to create this, neat pattern. But about the same size as the Barracuda, maybe even a little bit smaller. Next is one you've seen in a short I've done before. This is a Bear & Son knives. Now this would be leaning a little bit more on the, I mean, it's a traditional style knife, but with a little bit of a pocket clip and aluminum scales and stainless steel. It's a little closer to a modern type gentleman's pocket knife. But yeah, it's a Bear & Son there. So yeah, and the only other one that I have that would kind of fit into that traditional gentleman's grandpa's pocket knife would be this Victorinox Farmer X. Now this is actually my son's pocket knife, and I'd like to do a full video on this knife because I gave it to him a few years ago for his birthday, and I got a little bit of got his name there. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, I got his name there, and a nice little something said on the blade engraved. But I like this because it has a nice sturdy blade. Obviously it has some of the other tools that it's got an awl, that Swiss Army knife would have, bottle opener, Phillips head. But the star of this knife, in my opinion, is the saw. All right, so the cool thing about the Farmer X is this saw. It's actually pretty good for a knife this size. If you needed to get a few twigs for your twig stove or whatever, it's pretty good option. Let's look at a few things and see what these little pocket knives can do out here. Yeah, I don't expect any of these knives to be super great at feather sticking, but just general whittling tasks probably be just fine. These are all flat ground knives, no special types of grinds. I mean, obviously, you know, in a pinch, if this is all that you had on you, you could make some small feathers. It's actually really sharp. Way more sharp than that other one that I just had. It's not, obviously not wanting to make great feathers. Such a small blade. Not bad though. I mean, once you get a technique down, and believe me, I don't have it completely down. So it actually hurts your hand a little bit using these small knives for tasks like this, because there's not a whole lot to grip onto. There's not a whole lot of blade to work with. But for, you know, just for whittling and carving around a campfire, fun little knives. Let's check out the Farmer X. Now that's a more significant blade right there. Oh yeah. Definitely better at something like this. The quality's better. I mean, the Swiss have been making these knives for so many years, you know. So yeah, feather sticks, not ideal, but you can still make them with these small knives. Let's see if any of these knives have a sharp enough spine to strike a ferro rock. Not too bad. In a pinch, you might be able to get something off that one. The Baron Sun, not sharp. Nothing there. And then the Farmer X. Nothing there. I'd say if there was anything about a traditional knife that excels, it would be small food prep. So the apple is probably something that I saw my grandfathers use a traditional knife on the most. So especially just peeling a simple apple, you know, I'm sure that your dad or grandfather, if they were knife people, had, you know, a knife like this, and it was always in their pocket. I know my grandfather always had one in his pocket, and it was more about tasks like this, and then pulling it out, you know, if they were working on a tractor or something like that, you know, if they had to snip a wire or something like that. I wish that fish would hit my bait. They're starting to jump a little bit. So this one's not that great at it. It's so small, so short. And then last but not least, the Farmer X. I may have to get one of these for myself. This is such a cool knife. But yeah, I mean, these little knives they have their purpose. They're small. I don't like carrying them so much because I do a lot of work where I need my other hand. And, you know, this takes two hands to open. It doesn't have a belt clip, a pocket clip. so it's kind of dangling in my pocket. I'm not a big fan. I don't carry loose change in my pocket and stuff like that. So part of the reason I don't carry these is that reason. So, but sorry, just couldn't resist at least one. Baron son. Don't do that at home with your 100-year-old case knife, guys. Okay, friends, my final thoughts on carrying a traditional gentleman's knife to camp or practice bushcraft or what have you. I had already answered my questions before I even came out here today to do a little fishing and relaxing by the lake here. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is. They're good little pocket knives to have in a pinch, a decent little backup knife, but to have as your main camp knife, just not going to work, just not going to cut it. So anyway, I just wanted to spend a little time by the lake and chat with you for a few minutes and show you a few little pocket knives that I have in my collection. So I hope everybody is well, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.